Okay, that's not going to be a great video, but hopefully it'll be enough to get you through. We are going to w3schools.com, and if you notice, this is the /SQL underline intro.asp. Okay, it should look like this. If you're coming into their main website, you'll notice there's a bar across the top. We're going to be in the SQL. Okay, for the first part of this, you're just going to be walking through all of the tutorials for syntax, for select statements, distinct statement, where, using and, or, and not, order by, which is like a sort order. As you go through these, for the first part, we're basically just going to be doing what they tell you to do. This will give you some additional information if you read through it. If you just want to do the actual exercises, this is telling you how to do it, explaining a little bit about databases. This is the database we're actually going to be using. If you look up here, these are the field names. Think of them as column headers. So when you select, you're going to select customer name, address, different fields. So when you select something, distinct is actually going to give you unique results, so that if there's like Sweden and there's several countries or companies listed in Sweden, it'll only list Sweden once. Okay, so select a country from customers. You're going to try it yourself. Sorry, my machine's a little slow. And we're going to write select country from customers. For part 2, you can change this. Select country from customers. We can add a where statement. Where country equals, and if you want to say, for instance, Sweden, that has to be in quotes. Numbers do not have to be in quotes. Okay, so we're going to write Sweden. Hopefully you can see this. So for part 2, all we're going to do is write our command in here, and then we're going to actually run it. And we got our results. Number of records was 2. Sweden and Sweden, because I only said, give me country. If we want to know what fields are available, we can come over here. This is our database. These are different tables. We were selecting from customers. So if I go into customers, it's actually going to show me the different things that are available in customers. I only used country. I could have also said customer name. And notice that it went ahead and asterisk means it's going to choose everything from customers. So I have 91 records in the customers table. If I come over here and I click categories, which I think one of the queries requires you to use categories, it's going to say select asterisk from categories. But remember, I can say just category name and ID if I want to. By changing this out, select category, ID, and then there will be a comma, and you can say category name. About to find out how picky it is. I don't think it's that picky. It does care about misspellings, however. If you misspell something, it will not find it. Oh, see, and I just misspelled that. It didn't like that at all. So be very careful when you're typing your names of your fields. And I got 8 records. Okay, so beverages, condiments, confections. So it's not duplicating, which sometimes it will. There's actually only 8 records if you look over here. So, and they're all unique apparently. And there are 10 employees, 518 order details, 196 records in orders. Think of records as rows. Products 77, shippers 3, and suppliers 29. We're really only going to use, I think, customers, categories, and order details for our particular queries. So that's where you're going to type them right in there, and then you're going to run the SQL, and then you're going to get your results. You are going to go into Word, so let me go ahead and go into Word real quick. Sorry. Okay. Where's Word? Okay, so as soon as Word comes up, we're going to create a Word document, and we're going to take screenshots and put them into our Word document. I'm going to show you how to do that. If you want to use a snippet tool, that works as well. I have some reasons for preferring Word, partly because you have to submit the Word document. But if you go into Insert, I don't know how I ended up out in my header, sorry. If you go into Insert, and you'll notice there's this little thing that says Screenshot, and I'm going to zoom in on it. Screenshot, go down to the bottom, and you want to pick Screen Clipping. It's going to take you back here. You'll notice it kind of grays out, and you're going to take a picture. What you're mainly wanting to capture in your picture is your SQL statement, your number of records that were selected, because that's how we're going to grade it. We'll know it worked if you got the correct number of records. So here's my number of results. You want to make sure at least those 2 things are there. If you want to give a few rows of what you got out, that's fine too. Okay, so if you have any questions, the one thing to be careful of when you're taking screenshots is you want to hit your end key. Mine's over here on my keyboard. Yours is probably somewhere similar. Hit that end key. What the end key does is takes you off of the picture and actually lets you, I actually added a couple of enters at the end. Okay, why do I do that? Because when I hit the enter key, it gives me, it takes me here. And then when I copy my next picture, it does not overwrite the previous picture, which does happen in using Word. But this is actually faster. It's a single step. Again, if you want to use a snippet tool, I'm okay with that. We won't be able to tell one way or the other how you did it. But this is actually a little faster. And just to show you a cute little trick, when you go into Insert and your Screenshot and your screen clipping, if you right-click on your screen clipping, you can add that to the access bar. Your access bar is up here, and now you don't have to hunt for it. It'll be right up here, and all you have to do is click on it, and it will work every single time. Again, remember to get the number of records and your select statement. Now, notice that I am not copying all of this other stuff off to the left, and I'm not, and the right. You want to basically make sure that you only copy the part you need. Otherwise, this gets very difficult to read. We have a hard time grading it, and you don't want us getting impatient. Anyway, hope this helped you with this particular project. Talk to your professor if you have any questions. Thank you.